Okay, welcome back to another video. I wanted to talk about some gacha games that I used to play and some of those still I'm playing, and just maybe talk about which you should try after all that are starting to watch gacha games and they're getting accustomed to it, because Wuthering Waves is rising in popularity, and to that game I'm gonna get later, but it's opening another eyes for gacha games. Similarly, Ananta, NT, and Silver Palace, the biggest names that haven't come up yet, but done correctly, could shake the meta for gacha games altogether. But we still have to give credit to the old gacha games that still exist to this day. And one of the games is Battle Cats. Battle Cats I played probably around for 4 years. 4 years I played on and off. The problem with that game is that you don't have save file. In the beginning there was code that you had to type, and if you uninstalled the game you had to type the code and you continued the progress. I never screenshotted or anything. One time I screenshotted it, but when I resetted the phone the screenshot obviously disappeared, so that was dumb move. And I probably restarted that game like 7 times. But it always was fun for a year, and then when you get into middle of it everything is just gets boring because you need to grind a lot, and I mean a lot. Okay, so let's continue about the Battle Cats. Battle Cats starts very slowly, but when you get to the pulling system, you can speed up the game insanely. Like the first chapter, if you actually play, you can get it in an hour, if you know what you are doing, even as a free-to-play. But if you know very much what you are doing. And then when you finish it, it just expands. Like it is the chapter 2 aliens, the dojo, and side mini games. It's fun. It has a lot to offer, and if somebody wants to try, then I'm gonna say it again. If somebody wants to try some gacha game, they should start with Battle Cats. It is simple game with okay gacha, like not that predatory or anything like that. So I think it is great starting point for many players to try. And I would still get that game to 8 out of 10. Like, it is a very great game. Who didn't play it, doesn't know. Who played would probably agree with me, because even if the game is simple, it's still a fun game. Ooh, another game that I haven't played for a long time, but it is also thanks to the nature of it, because I cannot play it on mobile. It's Cookie Run Kingdom. By recommendation of Tecton, obviously, I give it a try because it looked interesting, and that game is awesome. That game is fun. It hooks you really quickly, and it was amazing. However, I only could play it on PC. And on PC you need Google Play, the launcher, and that shit. And I couldn't bear to switch my PC from virtualization on and off. Every time if I wanted to play it, I would have to restart. It was incredibly annoying. So I was just like, I don't care. I finished like the Storm Cookie, or what this was the name, and that was what I left it. However, that game was very fun. It said that I don't have mobile that can run it. I would still play it to this day, so I definitely would give it a 9 out of 10. That game is incredible fun. Enjoyment, mini games, events. The building is obviously like Clash Royale and kinda annoying thing, but still, it is just awesome. It is simple fun that probably lacks in many games. Okay, what other game Should I talk about Genshin now? Genshin I played for 3 years, obviously for the anniversary 3 years, 3 wishes. That game was just disappointment after disappointment every patch. That game I still don't understand how it gets that much money. Actually I kinda do, because I was so long there that I get that the community is just that attached to characters. Because they done a really good job with it. They created one of the most beautiful looking characters and with interesting personalities that you can find only in Genshin. And that's really sad, because these characters die in a game that is practically abandoned by the team. $1 billion company, and it's just that shitty. It's really impressive. They're building nuclear reactor. I still don't get it. How? That's impressive. They could done even the stupid Genshin anime, but they didn't. Okay, what the fuck am I throwing? That's so much money, it's just stupid. Okay, what the fuck is happening? Okay, I am really confused. Oh, he's back here. What I was talking... yeah. Genshin obviously is part of however, so they have money, they have means to do anything with the game. Anything. It's just, it costs money and they seems to not want to spend it on the players, so that's really sad. That is also part of the other two that are released, and probably the other that is gonna get released. But that's the sad reality of Hoyo Gaming. They don't care about you. Even they are one that obviously are benefiting the most from players. Nuclear reactor. I still don't get it. They get money to spend on nuclear reactor, but not on the anime. Wow. That's insane. Okay, let's move on, because I think I'm gonna get absolutely stun-locked here with Genshin. After all, that game was just, simply says, disappointment. From 1.0, it never reached its potential. What it should have, what it should and possibly could achieve was never reached. So let's just say it like it is. The Genshin is 3 out of 10 game. No more, nothing more, nothing less. Let's not play stupid games with good memories that some people possibly still have with the game. It fucked you over, it spit it in your mouth every single update, and you just happily swallowed it. That's just no longer the case and no longer needs to happen. Because we have competition like Wuthering Waves. Wuthering Waves is also not a perfect game, but definitely high improvement from Genshin. Obviously, Wuthering Waves is also not reaching its potential with echoes and many of the stuff. However, many people didn't come here to play it for the story, but for the game itself. And that is what hooked the players, and that is something amazing. It is actually one of the reasons I played the Genshin, because I was hooked into element system. See what potential it held, it was simply incredible, and Wuthering Waves is doing amazing with combat. So even the new characters releasing, not overpower creeping like new characters, you know, balance seems pretty fair. Obviously there are many things that Wuthering Waves needs to improve. However, I want to say the story is improving, the combat is improving, the challenging content is improving. Now, classical content for casuals is not doing good now. They are struggling to find good identity that they should keep, and they are trying. They are really trying so hard. I give them that, but they are giving their attempts in a wrong place. Similarly to Elusive Realm, one of the most fun contents people had. I was actually scared that it would fall down similarly to Simulated Universe. It was fun at first, but if you have the same thing over and over again, it just gets boring. So, I was happy they pulled it down and let it breathe for some time, and they gave us Elusive Realm that just one clearing is like 1 hour of time, which is just unnecessarily too long. The combat of it was fun, it is still fun, but it just takes too long. And some people just don't have time to bear with wasting that much time on it. Now, Wuthering Waves is also still evolving game. Even if you rated the game in the beginning maybe 5 out of 10 because it still was very much lacking, voice acting was overplayed, other than few beautiful exceptions. Let's give them props they deserve. But the game is still evolving. If it was 5 in the beginning, now if the game was 5 in the beginning, now it's 7 to 8, even to 9s for some. It is a ranging scale depending on the player you are gonna ask. If you ask somebody who likes combat, it is definitely gonna be between 7 to 8. If you're somebody who likes story, it's gonna be also 7 to 8. Maybe 6 because some of the content probably they cannot clear because not accustomed to combat. But if you ask like real casual that just joins and want to enjoy content on YouTube, content about this game and in the game also, I think 9 is pretty fair. Wuthering Waves is not stopping, it's only growing. That's insane. So, what game is not rising? What game is not rising? What game is actually getting worse? That is Honkai Star Rail. That game started incredibly strong with 1.0. Oh my gosh, everybody remembers the feeling. Amazing story. Not overcomplicated, simple, straight to the point, with some hiccups obviously, new characters, exploring all the new potential of the story that can be offered to us, masked fools, the Stellaron, and all of these troubles and everything. It opened eyes to endless possibilities. Then Lawful came. That should have been a red flag instant. Like even they admitted that they were really not happy with the Lawful, how it went out, and even like they had rogue story writers that just make the story bad. And so obviously everybody will benefit of the doubt. After all, we saw 1.0, we saw what they are actually capable of. Maybe if some stupid person didn't put their head where it didn't belong. So we waited. 3.0, one of the most anticipated updates, something that should have shown that yes, we are gonna rework the story, we are gonna make it better. The hook was interesting, everybody was excited, interesting premise, something new, something fresh, and it was just a dream, literally, it was just a dream. All of us dreamed to have something fine, and it started strong and then it got only weaker and weaker. I no longer want to rate stories like I used to in Genshin. The amazing moments like Raiden Shotgun just popping out, trying to slash our necks, and then Kazuha coming with activating second vision. Amazing moment. I cannot longer enjoy the story that is gonna drag itself through endless bullshit and then just come up with one amazing moment. That's just stupid. Wuthering Waves showed that it doesn't have to be like that. We can clearly explore the place, learn something new, get our antagonists together, and make it make sense. So Honkai Star will not be able to do it, and the funny thing is Expedition 33. Turn-based game. You tell me that you didn't wish some of the more interesting story like it has there. Like the stakes are high, every tension relies on a good decision making, the combat is intense. Everything of the game is something that Honkai Star Rail can have, even if you don't have like the dodge mechanic and all of this. The tensions in a fight could be there even if you can clear it easily. It's just you no longer feel that. Because it still haven't recovered from Lofu, and now with the new like City of Gods, can I call it City of the Gods? Like every new character in there is like a richer god. So what do they do? Literally make them strongest for no reason. The only power creep that should be happening is animation power creep. It doesn't make sense for characters to do 2 billion damage. It is not necessary. It was not necessary in the first place, it is not necessary now. Literally they can just revert the changes to cap the damage on 1 million for all the characters, and then endgame just decrease the HP of characters. The enemies, of course. And that's all they have to do, like it's not a lot of work for them. They have fucking teams for it. But obviously they are not gonna do that. Why would they care about players? They will still pay them money, so it's just really sad. Now I want to remember other gacha games I played as a kid and I didn't have access to computer. But I really cannot remember because all of them were sloppy idle games, tower defense games. Not many good games around. I just started more getting back to gacha games when I got computer because obviously Genshin during the COVID sparked the curiosity of it. And it's just, I fell into rabbit hole of it. That's why when Zenless Zero promised battle game that gives you some sort of slightly challenge, not that much, but it's still like on intrigue, and it's just become cookie clicker. It is cookie clicker plus Osu. That's what Zenless Zero is. Nothing more, nothing less. I give my critique, I gave my rating to that game. I gave it absolutely fair at many possible angles I could. And it ended pretty well, but I just couldn't play the game that actually lied what this game is meant to be and still is trying to find its own identity. Like, they are reworking so much things that I am like, what this game is meant to be now? I don't get it. That game should have been the most good thing for streamers to play because it is brain dead clicking. You don't have to do anything. It should be the most popular on Twitch and streaming all together, because how brain easy the content is, how just simple it is, and even people don't enjoy it. They enjoyed playing it, but even that is like getting down and down. And I don't know if it's because like the EO community that is gonna say that, oh my gosh, this game is challenging. Fuck you. Okay, it's quiet again. I just don't get it why fans want Zenland Zone Zero to be something that it isn't. It is casual game. It is not anything hard or try hard. The only difficulty stems from HP inflation. That's it. It is just more bigger punching bag. That same thing is also in Wuthering Waves, but on the content that it is just for you to be challenged. You don't get much from it, okay? It's for your entertainment to test your skills. Nothing more, nothing less. And that is not something that Zenland Zone Zero is or has. It is getting better, obviously, but until it finds its own identity finally, it's just not it. But given the time, I think it will be game worth to enjoy playing again. But it's still not yet. So I would still like give, for people to know, Zenland Zone Zero is definitely 7 out of 10 game. It is getting better, however, because it is lacking its clear identity, it can go up and down depending on what Hoyo Games is gonna decide to do with this. That's why I still would say to the people, give it time, watch from sides and wait to see if the game is good enough for you to try. So in conclusion, I think this game is just fine to quickly say how it is. Oh my gosh, I completely forgot about this game. I completely forgot about Tower of Fantasy. That game held incredible potential. Open world, MMO, anime gacha game with everything that people could want, and they fucked up so badly. It got incredibly quickly boring. I even noticed like the streamers didn't have much fun when the other people started hacking and just making the time there miserable. It was just shit show. Incredible, like the game that called itself Genshin Killer just fucked up so badly. So definitely that game is like 2 out of 10. Combat one-dimensional, hold it behind the stupid weapons that just felt so bad. Characters were okay, but it's just not good game. It's not even worth when you have others that are coming up. That's all the games I can remember now. Maybe in the future I'm gonna remember others. If you have other gacha games that you played, maybe you can say in the comments. Maybe I give a try to them. Okay, however, before I end this video, I still want to acknowledge that all of these people that are working on these games obviously care about the game. Their life depends on it. They are making money out of it. It's just always the management that is at fault. They are one responsible on green flagging or not green flagging the board. They are ones who can get the money to do the shit that is needed to be done. So until devs themselves expose that they are responsible for what the heck is happening wrong in their game, I will never blame them. That's why, let me end this. Gacha games are predatory, are mostly scam for children. However, if you find your fun game that you can enjoy, you don't care. So please enjoy any game you play as much as you want. But that's really it for this video. If you like this or don't, I actually stop caring. I'm gonna just now upload whatever ramble I'm gonna have on my mind now. And we'll see if it's gonna get it somewhere. So goodbye and have a nice rest of your day.